Hey guys, you don't see my face today because we are doing a nail tutorial. As you guys can see, I am in desperate need to redo these nails. So I have been using the Apres Gel X extensions. I do them from home, super easy. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do, just to show you guys how you can get like really pretty tips at home. I've been doing these for about 2 months now, and I actually really do love it. They last for about, I just ate a slice of pizza, so if you see any crumbs, I'm sorry. They last me about like, you know, 10, 10 to like maybe 12 days. I haven't actually gone like 14 days because I'm so picky and indecisive what my nails look like. So basically like after like a week and a half, I usually take them off, and then like I can always tell that I have to take them off because my cuticles, like they look outgrown or they start lifting. So and I do a lot with my hands, so that's pretty much why. But we're going to do a tutorial. Basically, what you're going to need is a LED lamp. So you're going to use, like, this is by Sun UV. I got them off Amazon. You'll need, obviously, a buffer, a nail drill, and then, obviously, like, when you get your nail drill, it'll come with all of these bits. I don't use them all, so don't worry. I personally, I have these. Do I wear them? I always forget to put them on, but maybe for the sake of the video, I'll put them on. These are like UV gloves to put them on your hands, just to protect your hands. And then we have these because I am going to be soaking these off. Pretty easy. Cuticle cutter, whole bunch of things that we got going on here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to start by removing the old nail, and to remove the old nail, I just basically snip off the tip part to make it go faster. So now I'm going to take my nail drill, and we're going to take, I personally use this. I don't know if it's right. I just want to preface this by saying I'm not a nail tech, but this is what's been working for me. So I'm very careful because the first couple of times that I did this, I made my cuticles bleed like crazy. So I usually take one of these because we're going to shave off a majority of this so that way it soaks off faster. I'm going to put this in there, push it down, and it doesn't come with a box. You just got to throw this in a box like you would your iPhone charger. I pretty much do it on like in the middle, and then I basically just go around my cuticles. Essentially, you want to take off like a majority of the polish. There's going to be some voiceover parts in this video as well, but essentially I'm just pretty much just taking off those layers of nail polish that I have over top of them. So I use gel polish over top of these just so I don't have to wait for them to dry, and that's what works best with these nails. So I'm basically just shaving off the majority of the nail polish, and then maybe even like a little thin layer of the actual nail itself. Just be really careful. Nail drills get really hot. It's really tricky at first, so if you need help, definitely ask a friend or someone, but just be very careful and start off at like the lowest speed you can possibly do, especially if it's your first time using a nail drill, because even today I made my cuticles bleed, so just be careful. So once like I feel like I have enough shaved off, I'll go in with some cotton balls. I rip them apart because I don't find that I need to use a big one. I saturate it in 100% acetone. I throw it on top of my nail, and then I just place those clips right over top, and I hang out for about 10-15 minutes, and by the time everything's usually soaked off. So after that 10-15 minutes is up, I usually remove the clips from my finger, and at that time the gel is pretty much bubbling, it's lifting, like you can tell that it's going to come off. So I usually take a cuticle pusher and I kind of push it off and flake it off my nail. It usually comes off no problem. If I feel like I'm having a little bit more difficulty, I'll go back in for another 5 minutes with the cotton ball soaked with the acetone. But today they came off pretty easily, I'm not gonna lie. So once I feel like I have all of that gel off, by the way, I'm sorry I don't have the clip because I was completely out of frame for it. Once I feel like I have all that gel off, I go in with this bit that came with my drill, and I personally love it. I'm on probably one of the lowest, like
if not the lowest speed for this, just because I don't want to make myself bleed or cut myself or anything like that. And I'm being super gentle around here. I like this bit because it's not super abrasive. It is harsh enough in the sense where it's going to remove that dead skin around the cuticle area and kind of buff out my fingernail, but it's also not harsh enough where it's going to cut me and make me bleed. So that's why I personally like it. I get a really nice clean cut from this. By doing this, I feel like I remove less with a cuticle cutter, and I cannot be trusted with a cuticle cutter because I make myself bleed. You guys will see by the end of the video, my fingernails were crying. So this is pretty much what I do. I'll push my cuticles back with the cuticle cutter, go ahead with this, and then I'll go in with the cuticle cutter and cut off the dead skin. I am really, really sorry that I don't have a kit of nails to show you because Apres sells their shapes and sizes for nails in a kit with different sizes for each of your fingernails. So I have a friend who was very kind enough to lend me one of her kits, and then I was able to figure out my sizes for my fingers with her kit. So, and once I figured out my sizes, I purchased them individually in like a refill bag off of the Apres website. But if you guys were wondering, I am using the Apres, what are these? The natural short round. You just want to make sure that the nail fits your fingernail from cuticle wall to cuticle wall. You want to make sure there's no overhang. You want to make sure that you're not seeing your natural nail underneath. You want to make sure that the fit is really nice. So that's why I definitely recommend you guys picking up the whole entire kit, because I'm pretty sure it's like 10 different sizes. I think it goes from like a 0 to a 9, or maybe like a double 0 to a 9. I'm not too sure. But definitely get a kit, because I personally think it's way smarter because you have all of those sizes to either size up or size down if you need to. So what we need to do now is basically prep the inside of the nail. So I'm just taking my nail drill and that abrasive bit again, and we're just going to go ahead and pretty much scuff the inside of the nail, get rid of that shine. We are really etching the nail, we're prepping it. We want to make sure that this part, you want to make sure this part is done correctly, because I swear there have been so many times where my nails have popped off, probably because I did this half-assed or I did it incorrectly. I'm really buffing out that shine, getting it really nice and etched, cleaned out. I kind of want to call it dry even, or I kind of want to call it dirty for some reason. But you basically want it to be like gray and scuffy. And then I like to go around the cuticle walls of the tips, just because I find that the cuticles on my nails are a little bit more on the straight side, and my thumb is a little bit more like on a square kind of cuticle shape. So just adjust the tip, especially like the cuticle walls, to the best of your nail. You don't want it to sit on top of your cuticle or under your cuticle. You want to make sure you're just kind of sitting it right next to, and it kind of just kind of hugs the cuticle. I'm not gonna lie to you, I personally think that applying the nails by yourself is super tricky, but I mean, practice makes perfect. If I can do it, if I can do it, you guys can do it. I swear. I was on the phone with my friend for like 3 hours the very first time I did this by myself. I swear you can do this. So first things first, after you're done pretty much etching out that nail, you want to apply the dehydrator first. You want to apply the dehydrator to both your natural nail and also the tip itself. You want to make sure it really, really dehydrates that tip. This is key in making sure everything sticks together. There are 3 steps that you have to do. So you have to do the dehydrator, and then you're going to go in with the primer. Now be very, very, very careful with the primer, because the primer is sticky as heck, okay? Do not spill this, do not drop this, because you will be sticky for like a week. You're only going to apply this to your nails. I mean, I've seen people apply it to the tip as well, but I personally don't do that. I just apply it to my nails and I call it a day. And now we're on to the extend gel. So this is basically what you're going to apply the tip with. If you do purchase the kit, it will come with the gold bottle to the left. That is the clear extend gel, but they do sell colors like the 2 colors that I have here. They also sell more colors as well, like a really pretty nude beigey colors. They sell those as well separately. So I am personally using the shade Ariel today, and what you want to do is you want to apply a very thin coat of this to your nail. You're going to do this for every single nail. You're going to cure it for 30 seconds. I personally like doing 1 nail at a time. Maybe that's why it takes me 4 hours to do this, but it is what it is. I cure it for 30 seconds. You want to make sure you're curing it. Do not decrease the time on this, okay? Cure it for the 30 seconds, and then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to apply the extend gel to the tip. Do not overload it. If you feel like it's going to seep out, wipe it with your finger like I just did. Do not overload it by the cuticle area, because when you push this down, it's going to spread, and you do not want the gel to spread on top of your cuticles. It's called seepage. I mean, you essentially can always drill it off or pick it off with the cuticle cutter, but just try to avoid it altogether. I like to stick the Extend Gel kind of right in the middle of the tip itself, and then I go ahead and I push it down. It's a little bit complicated to do this by yourself, and I'm going to try to explain it as best as I can. I like to apply the first gel, go ahead, let it cure. For me, it's a little bit tricky because my index finger and my middle finger, the top knuckle portion is crooked. I used to go to the nail salon and be like, you made my index finger crooked, but it was in fact my finger and my nail that is crooked. So when I do apply the nail, I like to fold my hands so my nails are reaching me, facing me, as you can see, and I just push down with my thumb. And I do this with every single nail. I like to do this because I feel like I get a good grab on it. And then once I have it down for 30 seconds, I take it, I flip it over, and I make sure that the side walls get a really good cure as well. And that's pretty much it. We're going to apply another coat to the inside of the gel. Again, make sure you do not over apply this. I mean, listen, do I get seepage still and I don't over apply it? Yes, it happens because you're pushing it down and it's going to spread. And look, I dropped it. See, I'm telling you, it's very meticulous. It's very time consuming, but I swear your nails are going to look fabulous. And I just like to fold my knuckles in, push down on the nail, and then I throw it in under the light. I like to prop the light up onto something. That way I have room to put my nail under it, like you see there. I hope that makes sense. Alright, and once we have our nails on, we are going to buff them out a little bit. Now you can choose to buff them out with a drill, or you can buff them out with just a regular cube nail buffer. For me, I'm sorry that this is out of focus, but we will be in focus very shortly. For me personally, I like to go in with the drill. I put it on the lowest speed. I use more of like a semi-abrasive bit. It's really not that harsh at all. It's just harsh enough to kind of buff the top of the nail and take that shine away. Again, you want to make sure you're taking that shine away. I like using this bit. I go around the cuticles a little bit. I just kind of, I did actually shorten these nails. So I did snip the tip. So I just kind of needed to perfect the roundness again because the design that I wanted to do looked better on a little bit of a shorter. And personally, a Prey short is not Michelle short. I really like it. It's either like short nails or really, really long nails. That's how I am. But I just snipped them a little bit, and then I went in, I filed them off a little bit, and I'm just basically going around the cuticle and drilling off any excess seepage. As you can see, my cuticles took a hit during this part. As you can see, the battle wound on my thumb right there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's super easy. If you're not comfortable using the drill, then go ahead. You can always pick up any seepage. You can clip it off with the cuticle cutter. Just be super careful, of course, or, I mean, don't do your nails if you're scared you're gonna hurt yourself. That's just kind of how I see it. I'm so used to it now. By tomorrow, my cuticles won't be red anymore. It's just a habit. So I'm going to go ahead and file them, push the sides in, make sure I get the shape that I desire. And then I'm actually going to switch the bit on my drill to like a skinny pointier one, because sometimes when you're pushing down onto the nail, you can get some under seepage. So I'm just drilling that away. Okay, and this is pretty much the design we're going for. So since I did use that base color as my Extend Gel, I just applied a super sheer base coat over top of it. I believe I used Perfect Match Natural Ribbon, which is really, really nice. And now I'm using Perfect Match Cucumber Mint to create this like elongated French type of design. I saw this, I think, on Pinterest, and I fell in love with it. So I used the actual brush from the bottle to create the like initial tip. And then I'm going in with like a really small detail brush to extend the line down one side of my cuticle and just like wrapping around. I thought it was so cute. I think it's so pretty for summer. You guys, who am I? I have pastel green on my fingernails, but I'm so obsessed with it. Like, I'm okay with colors like these. If you know me personally, you know I am a beige whore. Okay, like I love everything neutral. I hate when my nails are a shiny color, bright color. I hate it. So for me, this was perfect. Now, to get your lines perfect, go in with a brush that I'm using right here. It is drenched in acetone. You're going to clean up your cuticles if you got any nail polish on your cuticles, and then you're going to go on top of the nail. Since we already cured that base, we're just going to wipe it, and it's going to be a really crisp line. I'm telling you, this has been a game changer for me. If you're going to apply a base coat over top of the Gel X extension, just to kind of give it like more of like a natural feel and make sure everything like matches and is even, cure it and then go ahead and do this, because once you go over top of it with the acetone soaked brush, it's not going to budge, it's not going to move. You can do whatever you want to it. It's literally great. So go ahead and repeat this on all of your nails. It's a little bit tedious, it's time consuming, I know. If you have a friend that wants to do your nails, I mean, pretty much just ask them to do it. Now, this is the best gel top coat you will ever purchase, ever. This is the scratch resistant top coat from Apres. It is without a doubt the best freaking top coat I've ever used for gel. So just go ahead, apply a quick base, and you're done. Once you're done curing your top coat, throw some cuticle oil on top of your cuticles, rub it in real good, go ahead, wash your hands, and you are good to go. Apply your favorite hand cream, and that's it. I love the way that these turned out. Absolutely loved it. I love doing these. It takes a long time, but practice makes perfect. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you guys all in my next video.